the acting head of the prison to tell me, who are those people? He told me straight. And I don't even having any, I will not beat around the bush to mention their name as he mentioned. And I understand why. Because I even opened the case against those people before I went to jail. You see, he said, talk about the Minister of Police, for which I know, Spekitele, the Minister of Correction Service and Constitution. By that time, the prisons and the justice were held by one minister, which happened to be Ronald Lamola. Yes. And the president of the EFF, Julius Malema. These are the three people that made my life difficult and wanted me to be in jail. That's why I spent 17 months.
Habari ma Africa, mimi ni King, nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutazama King Senzo. Okay, you asked for it, so here we are today addressing the issue of the advocate Teffo, the things that he said about Begitele and Ronald Lamola, and also surprisingly about the CIC also being part of those people that kept him in that long-term jail sentence that he said. 17 months in prison is not a joke, ladies and gentlemen. He said the acting head of the prison told him that there are 3 people that are keeping him there in jail or that are making his life difficult. And of course, people are not interested in Begitele because it would have made sense. He was the Minister of Police back then. And also people are not interested in Ronald Lamola. He was also the Minister of Correctional Service at that time. So it could have made sense why he would have been part of everything that was happening there. But people are asking themselves, why Julius Malema? So let's talk about that, Paseta, and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Teffo. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane, Osizinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I want to cover quickly the utterance of Advocate Teffo, one of our favorite advocates out here here in South Africa. The utterance he made against Ronald Lamola, Begitele, and of course Julius Malema. In this video, please allow me to focus on what he said about Julius Malema, because many people are interested. If you see what social media is doing, they are zooming in on the name of Julius Malema. Whether it's in good light or bad light, that name catches so much attraction. It's not even funny. Now let me go back to 2024, when I was asked so many times, King, also cover this issue of Advocate Teffo, because what is happening with this case of Meyiwa, our captain, Senzo, it's not nice what is happening there. I made not more than 4 videos about the case last year and the time before that. I think last year, 2023, I might have made some videos about that. And the reason why I said no, I'm going to not cover that extensively, because of obviously the elections came in controversies, or came 2023. You can imagine all of the things that were happening at that time, and it was falling under the cracks, so it was overshadowed by a lot of what was happening. And I decided, no man, as a captain of South Africa, married captain of Bafana, our young men need to learn the lesson that they need to live a life that is exemplary. And that is not me being judgmental or anything. That is just how it is. You carry the responsibility of being a role model once you reach the captaincy of any national sporting team or anything like that. Once you're in the limelight, there's a level of responsibility that you must carry to the young people that look up to you, especially us who are football lovers. So I was very disappointed with Senzo Meyiwa extramural activities, to put it mildly. And look now where it got him, being killed at his girlfriend's house. And now we are chasing the gun that shot him. We are chasing the people that killed him. And there were so many things that were involved. The police were involved. The ex-girlfriend Kelly was involved, and all of these things that have been said in that case, for me, it just breaks my heart, because I'm like, it would have been we would have not even been, we didn't even see his full potential. Because remember, it was just after he took over from E2, and he was now becoming the number one of South Africa. And there was that healthy battle and healthy competition between the two. And we would have not have ourselves here if the man was living, I want to say, an honorable life as a married man. So we have to be careful about that. And so that's my only reason actually why I'm like, let's teach these young boys and young girls who are looking up to this Abosia police and whatever. Once you reach that level, you must carry a high level of discipline, and whatever that you are doing in the dark, you must know it will be brought in the light. So anyway, so now today we are addressing it, and it might be a series of chain where I come and break down, because Teffo was with the young brother who McG, MacGyver, and who's the other guy, TT, or whoever he is, who they were interviewing Ute for. The interview is quite long, and you guys, I'm sure you will enjoy it. If you watch it, please go on the McG podcast, and let's take them to 1 point, I don't know, whatever they are going, 1.5 million, 2 million subscribers subscribe to McG. Shout out to them for having a fiery podcast there. And also, Teffo went to, and he was being struck off the roll also, which is another thing that we're going to talk about in this video. I also went to Umoya with my big sister, the sister that I love so much, Sister Ntsiki Mazwai, and he also dropped a lot of things there, quite entertaining in a episode, shorter than the one of MacGyver. You can start with either one, and I'm sure you will be very much informed, entertained, and also a lot of things will be brought to light when you watch those interviews. Now, if we look at what is happening here, Advocate therefore named 3 people that he says, because people, the interview is long, and there's so much is talking there about guns that belong to this person and move to that person, fire there, this, so many things that brought South Africans to nobody. There's so little that we know. And we prejudged Teffo, not me, but a lot of people prejudged Teffo because we did not understand the pressure that the man was sitting under. The case is still the big case in South Africa till today. One of the most watched and followed case in South Africa today, because we want to know why Senzo was killed, whom killed Senzo, who are the people that got involved, and why is Kelly not seeing her day in court, and all of those things. The way she responds on social media and everything, it's like people are now understanding, oh, this thing is so big. Now we're understanding that politicians are involved. We're understanding that people of power are involved. There's drugs, there's guns, there's gangsterism everywhere. And we're like, oh, we know so little about what is happening. You might see someone shoot someone and you think it's a straightforward murder. There's so many things that are happening in the background, ladies and gentlemen. So Teffo made the statement that he made, and I want us to listen to him so that we can break it down properly.
I think the SABC guy, if not certain, asked him about what is your take about Advocate Teffo withdrawn from the Senzo Meyiwa case. If you can check to the Julius Malema's presser ranting about Advocate Teffo, whereby he said, even if his chicken feet can be stolen, I'm the worst lawyer that he can ever think about. Yes. So to me, no, I opened the case against Malema for that, you see, because by saying that to me, he's undermining the Meyiwa family.
But why would he say that? Like, what does he have against you?
That's what I'm asking myself, actually, to be honest. Why would he say that to me? Say that about me? And further, what makes me also further? And you will remember It was before there was this thing of struggle of the role. He even say, this man is not deserved to be called a lawyer, an advocate. Check that, you'll listen to that. So in this, all the rumors and everything, Malema had influence in these issues of arms struggle of the role. You understand? He said, no, I don't deserve to be called advocate. If there is any, the bar or whatever that I belong, they should take the title from me. He said that. Just to be sure of that.
And you haven't spoken to him, you haven't asked him, and then skip on munch.
Yeah, so now I opened the case. Remember, Malema is a member of the Judicial Service Commission, where they are appointing the judges. And how can the person at that position say this about the lawyer? It's another thing. You see? And I never spoken to him, Malema. I've never spoken to him. He never even apologized. He never did anything. But it's fine. I'm where I am. But now I know that. And when the officers told me that these three people are involved in me, and they are assuring the president that, don't worry, you won't be sued. They will sue the state. Then when the minister is telling you that this accused person who is in prison wrongfully so, you as the president who are there and everything, there's nothing wrong you are doing. Keep this person here. You see? Yeah. Should you release this person, you must know that your job is finished.
Okay. So this is the statement that got, and I'm happy that MacGyver asked, well, what is it now that you did to Julius? Why Julius? Why are we mentioning Julius in this whole thing? And he said he did open a case, Shem, against the three. He's a lawyer. That's the best thing that he can do. He opened a case against the three, and he says, Julius Malema said things that did not make Teffo happy. Like I said, we have been so judgmental. Even up to today, we are still towards people that are unorthodox. Unorthodox means that they are not doing things that are normally being done in a particular way. They're doing things in an unorthodox way. Understand? To explain it in simple terms, so you can know, many people are right-handed. So left-handed is an orthodox position. So that's where I understood the meaning really of what this unorthodox thing is. So yeah, so Teffo is not your normal lawyer. The way he acts, the way he talks, it's like it's out here efundile. Teffo, he's that guy, very easy to relate to, but also a lot of comic way in the way he does his work. The language also not the language that we are used to in court. I'm gonna play actually a video of Julius Malema so that you can hear what actually made Teffo angry, because he said Julius Malema said this man does not deserve to be called an advocate. Now, when you're an advocate, that is the biggest insult that you can get from anyone. It's like being a judge and someone says you don't deserve to be a judge. You're being a singer and someone says you don't deserve to be called a singer because you are so terrible in this thing. So those are the things that train you. And he says, Julius Malema had a lot of influence towards him being struck off the roll. Being struck off the roll is being taken his title, that title of being an advocate being taken out. I think it was taken off in 2022. You might fact check me there on that one. And once you start being a lawyer, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, you started to be a lawyer, and then the next thing they take your title away from you. Where do you go? You can hear in the what you call in the interview with MacGyver that the man struggled. His children suffered at school. His family suffered. The sheriff came and took some of his assets and all of those things because he was behind in payment, because he was in prison, and because he could now not work because now there's an issue of being struck off the roll. And he's saying now Julius Malema being a person of power and influence, and also being in the committee, what do they call it, the JSE, the Judicial Service Committee, the JSC, excuse me, the Judicial Service Committee, Julius Malema his voice carries a lot of power, saying that he broke with Teffo because it's like, if this person can continue and maintain to attack me like this, there is a lot of people that listen to Julius Malema, and he's got influence in the JSC. These people can take me off, because Julius did say if there is a body where this man is being licensed, they must take him off. In fact, let's just quickly play the part of Julius Malema's interview that Teffo is talking about that made him even open a case against the CIC.
But I'm not sympathetic to Advocate Teffo. He's disrespectful. And he thinks this thing is about him. He has made the whole case about him. And that's why we can sit here to be asked a question about the advocate instead of being asked, how is the case going? Are you happy? We're not being asked about the case. I think he speaks loosely. You know, I've got chickens where I stay, ne? In Polokwane. Hard body. If you want one, I can give you. Mlekwa. Even if they steal those chickens of mine, I will not call Advocate Teffo to represent me. Never. There is no skill at all. There is no decorum at all. He has got no respect for the bench at all. And he deserves no title of an advocate. I hope he doesn't belong to any bar, because if there is any bar, it must take action on him. How does a lawyer, Floyd, say in court this fucked up situation? A lawyer. He undermines all of us, actually. You can't use such language in a court of law. You might disrespect that guy. But once he's sitting on top there, he's the court. The day he used such language, and the day he has been exchanging the way he was exchanging with the judge, I knew this guy deserves not to be called an advocate. For sure, it's those other advocates, you see, not of going to that thing, what do you call it? I don't think he went to pupillage, that one. Because the pupillage will have taught him the discipline. We can be angry anyhow, but the courts must be respected. If he starts speaking like that to our judges, then everybody's going to do that. And then we'll have nowhere to run to.
Yeah. Very, very, very harsh words there from the CIC. You know, I'm not sympathetic towards who advocate. Therefore, he made the case be about him. And I think when we are making this statement, even the CIC, I don't think he knew the depth of what is going on. All of these monies that are offered, the life of the man being threatened, going to jail, his brother passing away, all of those things that happened to this individual is crazy. It's crazy. I made a video, it was a short some time ago. I'm like, when is South Africans going to stand up and take to the streets also to help the men of Vodacom? The Please Call Me guy. What's his name again? The Please Call Me guy. We need to defend the people that are attacked by the system, or any system that is unfairly attacking our people. We need to also take to the streets for the Please Call Me guy and say enough is enough. Vodacom can't continue to abuse this brother like this. The courts have already ruled they must make the payment so that this man can enjoy his life. Anyway, I'm going off topic now. Julius Malema saying the man made the case about him and all of that. The case was now about Advocate Teffo, because once you take a case of that nature, thinking that you are just solving a normal matter, now to find out that you are now have entered another thing that you have not even thought about, the case becomes also about you as the advocate, because you are now who is defending the Meyiwa family, the pride, the dignity of the Meyiwa. So to a certain degree, the case becomes about you. The case becomes about you also, because you need to make sure that you represent this family properly well. And the CIC is not happy about, the language that the Advocate Teffo was using there. And I actually went back when I was watching this video, when I was preparing for this video. and searched the conduct of the CIC himself in other court appearances, especially about the gun and everything. There is videos where you can hear the way he's speaking to the lawyer, that is cross-checking, cross-questioning him, is not a language also for parliament. It not vulgar, but the attitude in which the CIC also answered the questions. Why did you fire the firearm on the stage? And he says, what does that have to do with you? I can fire the firearm anyway under the stage, even if I wanted to, and all of those things. So for me, yeah, I understand that the people were frustrated about what was happening about the case, and people want to know what Senzo Meyiwa, why he was killed and who killed him. But honestly speaking to you guys, it's deeper than what we thought in terms of the guns used and all of those things. So yeah, whatever the CIC said then, and you know, that the man has lost now, he has been struck off the roll or whatever. I wonder what is the CIC's you know, contribution right now. This is one of those things again where people want to hear the CIC respond, and when he does not respond, they attack. When he responds, they attack. Oh, CIC finds himself always in these difficult situations. But that is what we must talk about, ladies and gentlemen, because really it hurts me for someone not to be able to supply and provide for his family again because of this case, because he took this case, because of his conduct in court also. I mean, I think that the word fucked up situation or whatever, I think he repeated it more than once, and he did not act like a lawyer and everything. But again, when we come back, that's why I loved that angle of the MK political party, that we cannot be ruled by this Romash law. It's frustrating our people, because sometimes you see clear that this thing is a clear-cut case. This person is guilty, but the courts will just turn it around. Pala, for example. So yeah, that's what I want to give you guys in this. I did not want to make this video too long, but I just wanted to play the clip that God advocated Teffo, almost said that advocate Teffo to open a case against the CIC, and this is where we find ourselves in terms of that story, because when you listen to him give reasons, it does not sound like there's anything beyond that. It was just the press briefing where the CIC said 1, 2, 3 against him, of which I have played for you guys, and that did not sit well with the advocate, the former advocate Teffo, because of the pressure he was operating under. He did not need anyone to take his name and splash it in the mud even deeper, putting him in deeper bad publicity when he was running that case. So I think that's what he was trying to say there, ladies and gentlemen. That is my take. I have to take a little bit of a long drive again today. I'll try to be back at night before 10 o'clock in the studio, so that I can make more videos for you guys, because so much has happened there. Floyd I see the last place he was in, I think, is the Eastern Cape. I would like to say some things that he said also there, also continuing also to speak about the CIC and everything. So I would love to cover that. So maybe be in the lookout for that tomorrow. And there's other things also that are happening in South Africa that needs our attention. Morocco, our former president, Jacob Zuma, was there in Morocco. Why Morocco? Why is everyone so jumping up about this Morocco thing? What did Floyd say about Morocco? Morocco angithandi, and us as Pan-Africanists, we don't like Morocco. You can just Google, before I cover that story, you can just Google how black people are treated in Morocco. Number one. Just go on YouTube, type how blacks are treated in Morocco, and then we'll come back, so that when I make the other video, you already know from which angle that I'm coming from. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Hope you have a beautiful Sunday evening. Sunday afternoon. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.